We have listened to a lot of speeches, contradictory speeches here and there. Even those who were making the contradictory statement, I begin to ask myself, why is it that we Nigerians, when we make statements, we don't also look at our back? And yesterday, some criticizing PDP. I cannot come here today and start criticizing PDP as a party. That is the beginning. I started as a PDP before I crossed over when things were not going well. Abioro from the Human Rights Society started as a PDP. He was elected into the House of Representatives as a member of PDP. There was AMPP that time, and there were other parties. There was National Conscious Party. That is where today I find it difficult to believe in all the statements that have been made here that human rights activists, they didn't participate in party for one reason or the other. Have we forgotten that when we are talking of leaders of human rights today in Nigeria, people like Ganifa Emi, they are held above every other? Have we forgotten that in 1999, this same man had a party known as the National Conscious Party, in which he was a presidential candidate? I know that some of us here today who were in the labor movement and did not even vote for him, because even in the state, I don't think he was able to get 25%. So it is not entirely true that the labor movement refused to participate in the 1999 election, and that's why the space was open to all manners of people. Here is Owore, a young man coming from the background he is, starting to contest election as a presidential candidate of a party. Let us face reality. I was a graduate when I contested the election as a councillor, and I won. From there, I graduated, I became a chairman of a local government before I went to the state assembly and back to the national assembly. If you are really serious, you want to get yourself involved, why not start from where you think you can get something easily? Not just to make a statement and to get people. Let me say, I want to tell you today, this is our leader, Comrade Adanso Shomole. He has told the story how Ganifa Emi asked him to go around for president. And he said he refused, believing that he does not have all the forces to be able to actualize that. No. And he decided to run for the governor of Edo State. From there, is he not making progress? And you want me to tell you? Let me tell you, I am from Edo State. Just listen now. I am from Edo State. There is nobody from Edo State who will tell you today that for the 8 years Comrade Adanso Shomole ruled the state, that there was no meaningful progress. There is. Go back to Edo State. No. Listen now, please. Let me tell you. I am not. Come, are you from Edo State? All these people who are here who are from Edo State, ask them, even those who work with him. Edo State, of course, after Professor Abdosali, is the next person you can say develop Edo State. Well, of course, that is for you. But what I'm trying to say it now is that it is easy to criticize, but let us face reality. The question I want us to ask ourselves is that those who are criticizing, why is it that you have left the system before you start criticizing? Here I have a good friend, we were colleagues in the National Assembly together, Uche Onyagocha. Of course, I couldn't even recognize him when he was talking until he came close to me. Uche, of course, you know, in this very hall, quite a number of our colleagues in the 5th Assembly are here, including Senator Itaenag Atine. Itaenag was the chairman of Rules and Business Committee. You have the Otutu no Biotutu, I'm sure he's here. There's, of course. So, I think a number of us, Atine is there, a number of us in the House of Representatives knew who we were and where we stood on matters. You mentioned a lot of things as if you were the only person. I know that on the issue of emergency rule and rest of them, as Abdul read his book, I think it's very much clear on that, and those who were opposed to it as at that very time. But your conclusion is what I didn't quite like. now coming to condemn PDP is the worst. When this man was governor of Lagos State, there were so many decisions that he took. People believe that they were at the masses, particularly when you talk of the issue of taxes. But today, Lagos State is the model. Everybody is trying to copy. So if the man did not take such far-reaching decisions, nothing would have been working in so many states. So some of the decisions that have been taken today is just to be able to place Nigeria on the path of progress. Let me tell you quick two things, major things that, of course, have been done by this government, which has made the government to be somewhat unpopular. First, the withdrawal of subsidy, which now increased the price of petroleum products. And people believe that it's a very wrong decision. But let me tell you, I recall far back to 2014, in one of our meetings with Okojo-Iweala, then minister, he did mention that the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria is so bad, so that we'll be borrowing to pay salary, and that they'll be managing the situation. I'm saying this, that Nigeria has been bad for a very long time. Nobody has ever taken any courageous move to address the situation. Unfortunately, when the military man took over, our president, Buhari, he left it like that, Nigeria was almost collapsing. If this president had not done what he has done so far, by removing fuel subsidy and also unifying the exchange rate, would have been in trouble today.